How's it going, everybody? Tonight, we build white. If you haven't already noticed, this case is by Deepcool. It's Deepcool MA Cube 110. A nice micro ATX case. The only negative thing I have to say about it is got a solid front to the case, but there is pretty good gaps on the sides of the front, being here and also on the bottom for airflow, though I would prefer a mesh. Normally I don't even build in them, but it was cheap budget. Hey, Mr. Duck, what's going on, sir? How's it going? How's your night gone? We're going to run through the parts real quick, but we've got a Ryzen 5 3600, 6 cores, 12 threads. I believe this one boosts up to 4.2 gigahertz. And then we're going to be cooling that with an ID Cooling SE20 or 214 XT. Just chilling, man. That's awesome. What I was doing just a little bit ago with the kiddo. Testing me. Always testing me. But then we're going to get the CPU on a B450M DS3H Wi-Fi. This is your budget option. 4 days left for the $1 PC. 4 days. It's the 15th that we're doing that, so I think that's next Thursday, isn't it? Or is my days wrong? Where did me mouse go? Dude, I could have sworn we talked about the 15th, and if I did mess that up, I apologize. Your date's wrong? Okay. I was going to say, hold on. I got one more week before I get, before I give away a computer. I mean, sell it for $1. The margin on that PC is going to be so bad. Anyway, it's going to be B450M. This is your budget board if you're going AMD pre 5000 series. So, and actually, this could actually support a 5000 series CPU. So if you're doing like a something that's not supporting Gen 4, you could put this on there. So like a Ryzen 5 5500, you can put it on this board. It'll work. You could even do a Ryzen 9 5900X on this board. Doesn't make sense to do that because you want the support for PCIe 4 that the Ryzen 9 is giving you. So I would recommend not doing that, but you can. So it's still a good board, even though it's a smaller B450. B450 isn't older, and it only supports up to PCIe 3.0, but it is there. For our storage, we're using a Gen 3 M.2, 1 terabyte. That is not the actual price, but these are much cheaper right now at Micro Center. In fact, if you needed a 1 terabyte SSD, these Gen 3s right here are only 49 bucks at Micro Center right now. So go grab one. This is a set of DDR4 3200 megahertz, 16 gigabytes. This is the T-Force Valken Z, which is non-RGB. But again, tight budget, wanted it white, and wanted to be able to play some games and dabble in 1440p, which is why we went with a RX 6600. The RX 6600, you can actually dabble a little bit of 1440p, depending on what game it is. My camera is still taking a major shit, and it's driving me nuts. Sorry. The days are flying by so quickly, I know. Yes, next week is our official, not PC giveaway, but I'm selling a PC to somebody for $1 next week. We're building it and drawing our lucky customer. So if you haven't already, go like all of our socials. And sharing it is also awesome. Because that's where we're drawing from. We're pulling from that crew. So the RX 6600 has 8 gigabytes of GDDR6. It is a 128-bit card, but it does pack a pretty good punch, and will deliver 144 FPS and 1080p, especially with like this processor here and paired with this RAM. It's going to do a good job. Then we do have a 500 watt power supply, and again, we're putting it in the Deepcool MA Cube 110. Hey Dylan, hello again. Is that a PC? This is the beginning of a PC. So we got the CPU cooler, SSD, RAM, the motherboard, the video cards over here. We already kind of touched on all the parts. Then I got a bunch of white fans here. These are what I call budget fans. Don't usually build with these. In fact, I usually completely 100% steer clear from them. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Oh, no worries, man. Thanks for stopping in over on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get started with this motherboard, CPU, RAM, and SSD. Get this rolling. So this build tonight is going to be not any for anybody specific. In fact, I am just putting it together with a tight budget. I already know I have a couple of people lined up that are looking to buy some PCs that are like under $600, or under 700, and that's kind of where this one is falling. But they said they were going to be able to buy it until like right before Christmas, and it's supposed to be a Christmas gift, so I just wanted to make sure I had a few budget options available for people on hand here, ready to go before Christmas. So this is actually not an order. Kind of, but not. And will be available on the website if you want it. I will list it there. I'm all caught up on my orders, except for 2 left to go back there. There's 2 left. Both of them have to be shipped as well. So I'm going to have to do those actually next week when I get the remaining parts. That's what I'm waiting on, is parts. How much? I think the system's around 700. I think that was what I think that's where we're at. It's a really good PC for $700. Got Wi-Fi and everything on there as well. All white. Got some addressable RGB in it. So it's going to look cool. Uh-oh. Yes? Hey, bud. Yes? Uh-oh. Alright, so our RAM's installed, our CPU's installed. Now we're gonna get the SSD here. And go. We also have some white cables for this build as well, just to give it a little bit of a flare. It's gonna look pretty badass, actually. Overall, it is going to look pretty badass. While packing a good punch with the performance. We don't need that. That's Intel. Actually, I shouldn't have even pulled that out. Hey, girl. What's going on? Hi. What you doing? Oh, really? Oh, is that so? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm listening. Got a little compensator over here with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Careful. You don't want to knock those over. Yeah, be careful. Careful. We're building it. Careful. Let go. So we're just putting this bracket on here for the CPU AM4 socket. Then we can mount the cooler with the thermal paste, obviously there first. So we have the brackets on there. Always when you're building with these things, make sure you peel that off. If you don't, thermal paste ain't gonna do shit. Thermal Grizzly applied. Boy. Whoopsie daisy. I was actually talking to a couple of people online that were asking for some help today. They mentioned to me that their account from EA got banned. They're asking me if by switching to a computer, different computer, I guess number one, reminder, don't get your account banned. Don't hack. I don't know if they were actually hacking or what the deal is, but he said he bought a used computer, which is a weird scenario, because he wasn't hacking. Okay, well maybe the previous owner had something on the system and didn't factory reset it. There was something maybe left on there that picked up that he was probably hacking. And now your account's banned too. So that would be my assumption. That would suck. Because there's literally nothing you can do about that. Is banned. Try to reach out to EA support, get it resolved with them, but that sucks, honestly. Just a reminder, you don't hack, you don't get your cats banned. And then, no, PC guys can't fix that. I told him to contact EA support and see where you can get with them. There's literally nothing I can do. And then he's like, well, what if I get a new PC? I'm like, well, your account's still going to be banned even if you get a new PC. So, because it's your account that's banned, not the PC. So. Weird situation. I get asked so many weird questions. Anyway, this case is by Decool. It's the MA Cube 110110. Nice solid case. Micro ATX. They come in both white and black. And they also have one 120 millimeter fan, which is Molex / 3-pin option. This thing, to be honest, it's pretty cheap, but they do move some air. So, but they are cheap. So I would believe the bearings on this thing would die pretty quickly, which is why we don't use that crap at all. Try not to anyway. Because you'll just have a noisy fan in like 3 months. We don't want that. Alright, so this one also has a graphics card bracket. So this actually will be a support bracket. We're probably just going to remove this because we won't be using it for this card at all. I don't think. Shouldn't be any sag from this card. And this thing kind of just sticks in the way. But it will be in the accessories kit for the PC itself. For any upgrade. Alright. So we already have our micro ATX studs here. We just want to ensure that we don't need this one, which is already in there. We do not need this one. So if we were to leave this one here, just want to call this out. This stud is here. If we left this in here, it would be touching the back of the board right about here on these pins. And it could be causing ground issues, shorts, and or fry the board. So always check your studs, as funny as that may sound, to ensure that you don't have to remove any, you don't have to add any. Regardless, it's just really good practice to do that. So you can either use pliers, which may scratch your case, so I really don't recommend doing that. Or build enough PCs, you'll have like 15 of these laying around. Or you can get a actual socket that fits it to loosen it. There's tons of options there. Go shield. So again, it's always a good idea to, before you tighten the board down while you are in this position where it's placed, to take a look at the back at the I/O shield, especially if you put it in there manually, to make sure that everything is lined up, which in this case mine was not, and then that there's nothing obstructing any of the USB ports or Ethernet or anything like that. So always take a peek back there before you wrap it down. Good. Might save you a few minutes further down the build or further down the road when you're trying to plug in a USB port or an Ethernet. So some of those little pieces of metal will get stuck in front of the port, and then you won't be able to plug a USB port in. And the only way to fix that is pull the motherboard out, unless you cut it off. Then you're risking little metal shavings everywhere, or you could just bend it until it breaks, or just bend it out of the way. But I don't do that because that's not the right way of doing it. But just a good call. Check it. So just 6 screws for this board. All we're going to be using. Got our motherboard mounted. Got our CPU installed, our CPU cooler, the RAM, our SSD. All of that is installed, ready to go. Now let's go ahead and get the front panel connections done, actually. Gonna be these guys. We got USB 3.0, we got our HD audio, and just our front panel LED power reset. I'm just gonna poke the power LED reset on this side of the board where it's supposed to pop through. Then we have HD audio. We know that goes on this side of the board. The only one that I question would be the USB 3, which is also on the bottom of the board. We're just going to poke that through here. There we are. Got everything on the right side of the board that we needed. The right holes as needed. And I'm going to do the power switch slash reset switch slash hard drive LED. And if you don't know exactly which pins to plug these into here, usually it's always in the it should be labeled JFP1, so front panel 1, so FP, F as in Frank, P as in Peter, front panel. And you can check your motherboard manual for the exact pin layout, but it's pretty much the same on every single motherboard these days. But the motherboard manual will tell you exactly where you need to plug those in. If you're unsure, I just lost my HD audio. And then this one here is our USB 3.0, and that's that big one. Usually it's blue. That plugged in. Go retrieve our HD audio, which is always in the bottom left of most motherboards. Some ITX motherboards will be different though, because of the ITX size of the case and the fact that the PCIe slot is usually right at the bottom of the board. So just be aware if you're building an ITX, it would be different. Check or reference your motherboard manual for that info. Okay, so we've got pretty much everything we need plugged into motherboard. Get some of these case fans done. I'm gonna pull this front panel off. Then we're just gonna install, I think we're gonna do 2 in the front, 2 in the top, 1 in the rear. We have a total of 5 of these fans to plug in here. I think that's what we'll do. Hey, Agent Smith, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping in, sir. Toaster bath 2 hours ago, which would have been actually before we even started the stream. Thanks for the follow. Trying to think of a good way to run this. I think we're gonna do some weirdness so we don't have any white cables kind of running all over the place here. My option for this cable is to run it down and over. I think that's going to be the best option, honestly. I think that's what we're going to roll with. Bye. Did not mean to do that. So we're going to set up these front fans as intake so that they are blowing the air into the case from the front. The top and the rear is going to be exhaust, so that they are exhausting out. good healthy balance of intake and exhaust. Here we go. 2 fans installed. Let's go to the top. We're gonna add 2 more fans here to the top. These are gonna be exhaust. And yeah, we'll take care of those wires so that they're as hidden as we can get them to be hidden. Not a large crowd tonight. I've been finding when I stream like Friday nights, it's a much larger crowd. So we may switch our stream days to Friday nights. Just for the benefit of everybody else that likes to enjoy it. But I guess that would be a question for y'all. Would you prefer the Friday nights or Thursday nights weekly? All right, last fan. Hopefully the last twist tie I have to... Oh, shit. Now the power supply. Anyway. Not the last twist tie. Probably not. But it is the last fan. Hey, Agent Smith. Thanks for that Empower logo, sir. Glad you're using it. Get empowered! This will be easy for the cable management, I think, on the backside. Alright, so let's get the graphics card installed. And then we'll move on to our cables for the power supply, which we do have sleeved. Some nice sleeved cables. I actually found out some of the specific Power Color models, they actually have white options. Didn't know that, or at least didn't pay attention, and wished I would have grabbed that because it would have looked really badass in here. Eating bud? Nice. What you eating? What was your choice of food tonight? I actually still have to eat dinner too. I have not done that yet. I ate a pretty late lunch. You finally let him go. Nice and pretty. Pizza? Pretty sure you're eating pizza like every time I see every time I stream. Is it like pizza night on Thursdays or something? It's either that or it's just from multiple people and I keep getting it all mixed up. I feel like every time I stream though, it's like pizza night for everybody. It's not pizza night over here for me. What the hell? Yeah, it's cheap. I don't have to cook. Totally understand that, sir. I'm thankful I have a wonderful significant other who is very good at cooking. But we still have the occasional pizza night. Because if she didn't do it, we'd probably be buying food every night. Because not that I don't know how to cook, I do, kind of. Me. FBI, open up! But it's, I don't have the time. So I'm probably, 50 pounds lighter because of her. Because we'd be eating out every single night. So, cable combs. Does anybody here actually like cable combs? I mean, I know you like the look of them, but if you had to do your own cable combs, would you like them? Do you enjoy it? Might rerun this down this hall. Crazy. Oh, so much better. The hell with that. So much better looking. Like, why didn't I think of that before? Don't know. All right, and we'll get it cleaned up a little. All right, so we got the lip on the front side, so it's going to go in like that, and this is going to be our 8-pin for our PC or CPU. Nice clean white and black. Very clean. Sleek.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise! I can cook, but I don't like to. Huh. Yep. I actually don't mind cooking. In fact, I love cooking. In fact, I could do it. Just can't do it all the time. I'm more of that. More of a grill guy. I will admit. I like to grill. A lot easier to clean up. Just burn it all off. Yeah, I think that's probably the worst part of cooking is you cook and you make a huge mess and then you gotta clean it up. Probably the worst part about it. So it is way easier to eat out. Totally. I've already got enough things going on here, so I don't think I could do it. Couldn't keep up with it. I'd probably lose my mind after 1 week, and then we'd be eating out again. Just how it would work. I already know it. I'm always a fan of setting the right expectations, because why wouldn't you? Thing is so clean. Like, wow. I actually really like the case, minus the front. If the front was a mesh, I'd feel so much better about it. But it's a solid white. Got some good ventilation on the sides and on the bottom, but I'd feel so much better if it was a mesh front. I think they're rolling out with mesh versions of them, Deepcool. They were trying to compete with NZXT's H510 and the smaller versions. And then they made bigger versions of this as well to compete with the 710s, H710s, but they were just trying to mimic NZXT, basically, in my opinion. And they should have just gone their own route, went with the mesh front, and they would have done a lot better. And that zip tie just said, bye! Alright. So last thing is power supply and our cables. A little touchy. Let's go ahead and get our power supply out. We'll do some cable management, fire this bad boy up, and see what she looks like. Hey! Where are you getting those from? Sorry, I had to intervene over there. Here's getting into big sister stuff. And there's just lots of probably not so great things around. But she likes to hang out with me. So I gotta be there where I can. This is a 500 watt bronze. Normally I would go with a 600, but again, trying to keep it within budget. 600 would have allowed a little bit of a wiggle room with graphics card upgrades in the future. But 500, it will sufficiently run this beast. Just limited with the upgrade. Bronze rated, non-modular. The Ars Game brand that I've been using. Budgets, or not budget actually, I've been using quite a bit now. They're pretty good, and their warranties are good too. So really like them as a company and as a brand. The products. They've maintained pretty good prices, so I can appreciate it. Alright, so now for the cable management. We specifically want this cable and this one to kind of run as close to the side as we can in order to keep that out of the front. So we want to run this tight up against the front as we can. We're going to zip tie that real quick just to make sure that's all taken care of. Try to pull as much slack out of each of those cables as we can without drawing them. If we have to, we will zip it up somewhere, but I think we'll be okay. These two are coming from the top. We can simply just run those there. We will run these underneath here. Harness. This one will run down the side with this guy. Right into where the hub's going. Perfect. These will just connect with these and get zipped up here. This will work here. Game plan is good. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Retro Gamer Time. So, if you're a retro gamer out there, we're thinking of you. Into that old school stuff. I get it. I understand. Gosh darn it. Oh, damn it, boy. So, we got some pretty good cable management going here. I'd say we're pretty clean. Get this hub in here. Again, this is not a normal hub that I would use or fan kit. Doesn't even have a nice little work. Hoping for some like sticky Velcro, but apparently that is not included. Woo! Tired today. When am I not tired though? This one can be a little bit tricky with the zip ties. I do. Almost completed here, guys. Almost there. Sure cream. I don't know, this is kind of just an awkward spot for this, but didn't want to like run it up on the hub there. Didn't think of that. Still just now, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine here. Worried about the twist up here. Kind of an awkward twist. So all good though. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Hey, ain't nobody panicking right now. Gotta clean this up a little bit. We're firing this bad boy up. Alright, go. Nobody like a mess around here. Free ride there, bud, huh? Oh. Locate that thing real nice and easy. Right? Got a nice clean run here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of that? Clean? Is that clean enough for y'all? Hope that was my read. Oh, the push. Oh. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you. Like a fine red wine. All right. I don't know about you, but I love red wine. All right, let's plug this bad boy in and see what happens. See if we have another successful build. I mean, for a while there, we were on a pretty bad run where we had things going wrong every day. Today, I think we have, what, three solid builds now? Without a problem? Oh yeah, there's another thing that I wanted to mention. So I used that hub on a build not too long ago, an RGB hub. Didn't show any problems. Fired it up here for the customer who was picking up. It was actually Nicole. Thankfully, it was somebody we know. And the RGB started, like, sputtering. Didn't present itself as a problem before. Weird AF. So I threw all those hubs out. Never using them again. Those ones. They went, bye. Ooh, red. Apparently that's not the right buttons for this. Doot 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 doot. All right, so we've got a post here. We're posted. Posted up. Power on self-test is complete. So, put the H on this remote. This is why I hate cheap shit. There's my okay. Well, this one just made it worse, so I don't know. There we go. We got to the RGB. The rainbow. Dude. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a PC. Well, that'll conclude our glitchy. I'm going to fix this before our 15th. Holy crap. It's freaking out. Before the 15th, I will fix this. Okay. So I will be taking apart my stream PC, and I will be putting that new CPU in, and I will be hopefully trying to set up that capture card. Probably on the weekend. But just a reminder, next week is our $1 build stream, where we are building a PC on the stream. Then we are drawing the person, the select customer who will have the opportunity to buy it for $1. Then we're going to give you guys, or give that customer, I think we're going to give them like 24 hours to respond. If they don't respond, we're going to redraw. It's only fair. So make sure you are tuning in on that stream, because that will be the stream that you want to be tuned in for. You know, if you want or not. We're not giving it away. We're selling it for $1. for the record. But if you want more information, we do have information on Twitter about the PC. That will be next week on the 15th, Thursday evening. Probably starting around the same time, which is going to be around I'll try to get it started a little earlier, but probably going to be around a 7 o'clock start. But, yeah, these fans are moving some good air. So, I'm impressed that they're moving the amount of air that they're moving. Especially these front fans with that solid panel. It's actually moving in, bringing in a lot of good air. So, pretty impressed. But it's a nice, clean little build. It's got addressable RGB in there with 16 gigs of RAM. This one, we're talking about this one. The Ryzen 5 3600 under the nice tower air cooler with 4 heat pipes. 16 gigs of DDR4 3200 MHz RAM, 2 8-gig sticks with 2 empty slots available for future upgrades. This is an RX 6600. It's got 8 gigs. You can dabble with 1440p if you want, but it's mostly a 1080p card. But you can run 1440p around 60 FPS if you wanted to. Got some awesome white extension cables here. So it's going to run cool. It's going to run your games, and you can dabble with 1440p, but primarily 1080p. And it's built mostly white black theme. So beautiful color, good theme, pretty. But I'll have this probably listed here on the website as same day pickup, same day ship. So just look in that section of the website if you're looking for it. I'll even drop a link for the stream so you guys can watch it being built if you really want to. Regardless, that will conclude the stream for the night. Thanks everybody who stopped in and followed and chatted during the stream. I appreciate all of you. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Happy Thursday.
Yeah.